Good morning, fellow seekers. Hi. Welcome to Lost Opal Tarot. My name is Opal. We use things like tarot, Lenormand, oracle, elder Futhark runes, astrology. We just made a new one. Astronomy, astrology, hermetics, alchemy, etc., etc. In order to help illuminate the path to the higher self, that is to say, the best version of you. I hope you will join me. Hi, happy Tuesday. As you can tell, it is no time for a tie Tuesday. Oh, allow me to cover up, Jesus. We're feeling a little comfy today. Hope you won't mind. It's Tuesday. I refer to Tuesdays. This is kind of a study day because, in the past, this has been relatively short days. Hello. Hi. How are you? Today is Tuesday Tomes. Tome. What is a tome? It's pretty much a big ass book. Basically, I'm trying to encourage you to get your study on, whether it be in the self, the soul, right? Or in your situations. Okay? Pop open the book of you, flip to a page, and let's discuss. What have you got going on today? How are you, Artemis? Hi. We're just hanging out. I just got here. Hello, hello. Queue is open. Hi. How are we? Well, I, my friends, did not sleep for shit. I'm cold. I'm not gonna lie. I will be very excited at some point. That time is not now, but at some point, to crawl back into my bed and cocoon. That's how I feel today. Man, I don't know, where the spats of energy come from, to be honest. That's mildly infuriating to try and understand, especially having ADHD, where the energy comes from sometimes, but it is ever present. But that's okay. Not the first time, surely won't be the last time. So, I'm working on bringing astrology to our space here. Hi, Mocha. I have some software called Solar Fire. You may have heard of it, but it is fascinating. Here's some stuff I did for me using it. This is my chart. Make big, make real big. Too big. Big enough. So this is a me chart. There you go. If you were curious, what makes me me? Well, there it is. Really the idea, when will I do your reading? Susbaka K4K, did you join the reading queue? Let us see. Oh, I closed all the stuff. Oopsies. I don't have anybody in my reading queue, my dear. You came in, you said nothing other than directly to your question. Okay, hello. How are Asan's current feelings for Sanaz? Susbaka, I don't do readings that would indicate someone else's thoughts or feelings, okay? That would be spying. No. I guess to some people, sure. My name I offer to you as well as my birthday, the same as I would to you in public. My name is Brian Tucker. I go by Opal here. I'm a Gemini Cancer. Okay? This information is already readily available. Right? Just ask me. So, I understand the concern, but, you know, for me, anyway, you know, this is just another damn day. This is another normal human interaction where we share information with one another, so we may get to know each other better, you know? That's just me, though. Just me. But yes, I'm sure some people that would be doxing for them, yeah. But I don't mind. I mean, shit, I've been doing that since we started doing this. So far, nobody has killed me. So far. But thank you for worrying about me, Artemis. I see you. But yes, this thing, super cool. This tells us all of the, you know, just little teeny tiny facets of me, basically. And we can start bringing this here to do for people. This tool is super rad. It will literally make you like an entire, based off this chart, like a readout with a whole shitload of info about you. So now it's going to be my job to learn how to read this chart in full. Like I can read some of this, but not all of it. And the inner circle are like your houses, right? The outside circle's got all the actual signs. And then inside, I'm not sure what all the degrees mean yet. I've seen this, but I'm not sure. But all the little symbols represent different planets or celestial bodies. I've come to lovingly refer to them as, but they're like asteroids and planets and different points and all sorts of stuff. It is very cool and interesting. But yeah, I don't know. There's me. There's mine. So maybe we'll get somebody who's ballsy enough to give me their birthday and their birth location and their birth time, and we can pull theirs up. But ultimately, going through these is long. Very long. To talk about all the stuff that this wants to talk about, right? I mean, the doc that it makes is pages upon pages. It's not huge, but it's big enough to make you have to sit down and really think about what you're reading, right? So, something like that would, like I say, would take hours to do. It would be more of a paid service, but still something we can do for now. We can at least make these charts. If you are feeling so bold, I can sit here and put a smile on. You can take a screenshot of it and take it to your favorite AI and tell it to tell you more stuff about you. You know? I can do that all day. That way, you know, I'm still being helpful, but I'm not spending hours on end helping you understand you completely, right? That's kind of your job, right? Hi, soul kind of life. Namaste to you, my friend. I love it. Come pop in, say hello. Hi. We're just talking about astrology. You know, some charts and stuff. This thing is fascinating to me. All the stuff in the middle, so there's squares and trines and semi-squares and stuff, but I don't know what they all mean yet. But like some of these things that you can see, there are red lines throughout, and from what I understand thus far, those are points where we have like competing, planets, elements of me, effectively parts of the personality that are conflicting, right? So they can either balance each other out, or they can cause each other to spiral out and be, to be wild and unruly, act in ways that they would otherwise not act in, etc. So, star charts are intriguing. I hope to know about my house alignments too. Well, soul kind of life. So check this out, okay? Let me see if I can remember how to do it. In here, this has this neat little thing, okay? There's a bunch of different reports in here. I don't know what all this tool can and can't do yet, to be completely honest. I just got my hands on it not long ago. So, I need guinea pigs. I need people that are willing to give me their birthday, as well as their birth time and their place of birth. I don't technically need it all, but without it, we get less and less accurate information about the you of you, or whoever it might be. So, I don't know, if someone's feeling up to it, I can pull the kind of stuff you're talking about, I believe, to help you understand your houses right here. This is all the stuff about me, okay? And then it tells us what house each thing lives in. See? Huh? So, soul kind of life, if you're feeling brave, share your personal details with a stranger on the internet. Give me your credit card number. What's your address? Who do you intend to marry? What are you going to name your firstborn? Can I have them? No reason in specific. Don't worry about that part. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of these days we'll get somebody who wants to do one of these. That's okay. I mean, again, we're just learning. This just became a possibility here. Spooky. Man, I was talking about... Oh, you did. You already have your natal chart. Well, Artemis, I don't know. You want a different version? I'm sure it would be similar. Soul kind of life. Definitely come back and watch your watch this VOD. Okay. I would appreciate you coming back. I'm not gonna completely dissect you, okay, at all. But I'll at least pull it up and I will put it on the screen so you can take a picture of it and do like I was talking about earlier. Take a picture of the chart and take it to an AI okay, of your choosing, as I won't be here to actively answer questions for you, right? You can literally take that and get it to interpret for you, okay? If that's helpful to you. Daughter of Nui, hello. Hi, Sorer Jet. Sorer Chizu, I think. I can't remember. Hi, Daughter of Nui. Hello, hello. How are you? Speaking of you, actually, you came here at a perfect time. We have our hands on new tools here. Look. I did, yes. I try to remember things about people. We got our hands on this thing over here now. So, the fun part is understanding it. So this is my chart. But I was just telling people, now I can pull these charts up for, like, this is mine, right? This is useless to you out there, really, but I will make these charts for you if you want. We have someone who just gave us their birthday, which I will go ahead and do theirs in a minute. But now we can take this, and you can take a picture of it if you want, and take it to your AI. Or, you know, for something like this, going through my own takes forever. Yeah, I still gotta learn. I just started understanding what I can and can't do with this thing, but it's pretty fucking cool. But we have somebody to run as a test. Okay, so let me make a new chart for our friend. So, how are you though, by the way? Hi, I forgot to ask that part. Soul Kind of Life. Just so we're aware, that's who we're going to be working with. I'm going to put their name on the screen just so there's no confusion about what we're doing at the moment. Who it's for, you know? What did you say? You said... Oops. You said 6285. 6285. June. That work? June 2, 1985. Did they give us a birth time? 10 a.m. Nice. And what place? Neato. Daughter of Nui, you know way more about this stuff than I do. So, you know, teach us, please. You actually do this stuff. You're smart. I need Seattle, Washington, please. Can you do that? All right, we got it. Source rating, we'll do AA. I don't know. Unknown, but good, sure. We'll call it a birthday. I don't know your gender, so I'm just picking. I hope you don't mind. I'm sure it matters, but bop, 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 bop. So, dear friend, Soul King, Soul Kind of Life. This is your chart. Right here. This is you. So you have nothing in houses 1, 2, 12, 8, it would appear, are your empty spots. I'm sure that there is a fancy term for these that I don't know what is. But here you go. Now then, in terms of speaking to all of this, for me, I can give you very, very generic meanings behind things like the planets. Okay, so there's one asteroid on here, but there's more stuff to this, right? This is just basic stuff. Not super useful to you necessarily, but the idea here is to marry all of these systems together. We blend astrology, we blend that with tarot, we blend that with whatever system. I like to do a mix of runes, Elder Futhark in specific, right? Astrology with a touch of tarot and numerology to get to know who I'm talking to a little bit better. What do you like to do? Well, the whole point of this thing you see on the screen, in fact, is to help us kind of answer that question. Okay, so like my astrology, in fact, Daughter of Nui is the one that gave me the super cool version I was using before I got this one. Not that they're much fucking different, frankly, it's just different words. But still, point being, it gives us the tools to understand, you know, not just why, like not just that you're annoyed, but like why you're annoyed. What about it, this behavior that someone else is doing, or, you know, that you're even doing? What is it that irks you? Why doesn't it fit in your little, you know, your box? This helps to answer that to a degree. To a degree. So there's a whole mess of stuff that we could read on here, but without our friend Soul Kind of Life being here, I feel it would be inappropriate to do so. But Soul Kind of Life, when you come back for the VOD, I hope this is for you, friend. Take a screenshot, send it through, you know, an AI, or send me a message. You have lots to say. They're gonna come back and watch the VOD. So if you have stuff to say that's helpful, unload, please, feel free. One of these days, see, this is like the perfect time. I would love to just fucking have you knock on the stream's door and come hang out with us. Alright? I can't afford to pay you any money, but someday maybe. But this is all stuff that I'm, you know, we're in the beginning stages of understanding. Attempting anyway. I can at least look at this and I can now go like, oh, a south node and like moon and earth and what? Neptune, I think. No, Neptune, right? Who's this? This is, I forget. Who the fuck is this? Uranus? This is, this is, no, Pallas looks like a diamond. He's way up there. That's Juno. Thank you. See, I see the sun up there. I see Chiron up there. It's even my favorite color. I see Mercury. We're getting somewhere. Now, what do they mean, right? Maybe you can enlighten me. What the fuck is with all the degrees? What do these mean? Why, right? I haven't made it that far, but I have at least made it far enough to notice this thing. Where was it? Not this one. This one. Yeah? But it's got like all these little, you know, actual degree markers so you can measure out where it's at, I guess. But that was what got me thinking about what the fuck they are. 3 sections of 10 degrees. 30 degrees per sign. That would make sense. The first decan is about establishing yourself. The decans are, so in my dumb brain, is that the houses second deacon is about building up the work. Oh, see? Now, don't murder me, please. They get 3 deacons each, okay? See, this is my fault, okay? This is my fault. I have this, dear Sorer. But have I read it? Have I read it yet? You, sure have. Certain pages, sure have. I sure have. I have looked at every page in the book, technically. Needless to say, I am now an expert, right? By merely owning the book, we know everything. I'm sure, though, Mike. I'm sure somewhere in there it would fucking actually tell me about these things, but it would require that I actually take the time to learn them. But nonetheless, just having this is so cool to me. I understand why people love this. I understand why you love this. This makes perfect sense to me. Doing this, right, like actually interacting with this software myself, has prompted me to install software on like an app on my phone. I will be discovering a way somehow to extract everybody, every person I meet. I am determined to now find out, where were you born? What time were you born? When's your birthday? Because now I can come here, and I don't do this deviously. I can literally use this to help find out how I can get along with this person better, to make their life easier. It's all math. That's right, you said this before, and I hate math. I would be fucking honored to learn what the hell I'm looking at here further. And I'm not even looking for the super deep dive on this, technically, right? I'm trying to understand, to sit down. Part of this is my fault for not remembering what all these mean, right? I have a bunch of stuff. We can take stuff like this, okay? Just by the way, it will spit out a bunch of shit about you like this. Like, it gets crazy, okay? Anyways, we can take stuff like this, and like when I do the dice, kind of the same concept. Where the fuck am I? Blah blah. We don't need this. We don't need this. We need this. We need these. We can come in here and translate these to just what I have for now as the generic meanings, right? These are what I apply to the dice. Okay? But there's deeper stuff still here. Some of the asteroids have actual stories behind them that are fascinating and beautiful and depressing and uplifting, or whatever they're about, you know? They're beautiful. I find it fascinating. And I like mythology. There are even some points that Vulcan, Valentine, what were the other ones? Romeo maybe? I'm not sure what it is. There were like 4 or 5 other weird things to add. Sorer, Chizu, that I didn't make sense. Didn't know what meant, but was informed apparently that they are not standard, I guess. They're not, like, they don't have a widely shared, defined meaning. I don't know. I am doing great. Oh, you are an angel. Thank you. Thank you. We're trying. I just want to be useful. That's all. But Tuesday, wow. just us. I guess it's still kind of early. Not really. It's 11:06. But so, you know, we could come in here and kind of, God, I don't want to, we'll do one. All right. Soul Kind of Life. We're going to talk about your first house. Okay. Which is the self. Okay. In your first house, this shit's weird. I don't know why. It's counterclockwise. Your first house is here. Why that is, could not tell you. But, you know, thankfully we have little numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. You get it right. So our first house. Here, you live in Leo. This guy. Okay? We have nothing in it. Same with our second house. Leading us to our third. Third is the first place we finally get stuff. So now that it's gotten out of the self, I'm not sure I even want to do that anymore. So never mind. You'll have to look up what the symbols mean to discern for yourself. Your secrets stay safe this day. But there you go. Take a screenshot. You know, I don't know. Take it to the internet. Do some weird stuff with it. I was informed to take things like this to Grok as a suggestion. Apparently, it can go into some pretty graphic detail about different areas of your life, depending on how creative your question is. I will leave you to determine what can and cannot be done with that information. Just saying. I ain't saying nothing, but I'm just saying. Oh, my stomach is growling. I want a donut so bad this morning. I mean, you know, I'm sure you've had a craving before, but this is like a craving stacked on top of a craving for a donut. Why? You know, why, body? Why does the brain, it should be sending the body signals to eat food, and instead it sends signals to eat a donut. Lame. Oh, and it's making me burp. It's like it's making space. Just so we could have a donut today. But queue's open. There's no one here. It's just us hanging out. Hello. How are we doing today? I hope it's a good day. To be honest, you know, considering circumstances, I'm a little sleepy. I might actually track down a donut. Given the opportunity, given the free time, we have the capability of tracking down a donut. So we just might. What kind of donut? I don't know. I like pudding-filled donuts. I like cream-filled donuts. I'm mocha. Would you like a reading? You tired of nothing happening on the screen? Is that what the problem is? Hi. You want stuff? Stuff and things? We can do your astrology. You want to do your astrology? Let's put all your secrets out on the internet. Would you like that? Just give me your birthday. Tell me where you live. Send me a picture of you. Preferably, I need you in a white, a white room. The picture has to be completely face forward, and then I need a profile from both the left side and the right. Your fingerprints. Okay. What size clothes you wear. Okay. I know you like pink. So I already, we know what colors. Would you like that? Would you like all the world to know all your dirty little secrets? Yeah? No, that doesn't sound delightful? Load me up, please, sir. Absolutely. With pleasure. So, I assume you're gonna want a rune. Yeah? It's just us, so I'm just gonna start pulling stuff. No one's here to stop us. My parents aren't home. Babe, come over. Effectively. Is what we have permission to do here. Mercury, Scorpio, 5, just 5 upright. We get Mercury. Those are my secrets. What are your secrets? What your clothing size is? What your face looks like? All the things I listed? Well, I mean, astrology talks about some wild stuff. We can go over some of my stuff. I think it's kind of funny. I'll do that. I don't mind doing that at all. But Mercury, Scorpio. It is Scorpio, right? Scorpio, yes. 5. So, just like we were talking about, same kind of concept here. All right? Same system, but just using a different method. So we have Mercury. This is speak, learn, decide, but you got yours sideways. So this is, you have to interpret which. Okay? So it was tilted 45 degrees to the left. So in that case, we would be tilted just a touch more on the light side for me. Okay? So this has more to do with us speaking, learning, deciding certain things. This is how we're interacting with it. But with just a sprinkling of the mixed signals and the overthink. Okay? And then we get in the house of, in the sign of Scorpio. So we do this, we're doing these things intensely, secretly, spookily. Huh? What were we talking about again? The secret stuff? We get the 5th house. This is in matters of self-expression, creativity, our joys. See it? Right there. Ooh. Whoa. I just realized your name's not on the screen. Sorry, I'm trying to correct this. Okay, there you go. Now it's just you. Okay, that's where we begin. Secret communications regarding our joys, regarding our creativity, regarding our self-expression. Again, I'm not trying to say everything that we ever touch here is accurate, but just a little creepy to me that you and I are talking about your dirty little secrets in astrology, and this is what comes out of your dice pull. Okay? There you go. So, moving on. We know we're talking with you now. Yes? I feel confident that is a yes. The guys. You get the guys. The guys. The goose. This one of my favorite ones. Dawn. I like this one. Dawn, breakthrough, awakening, clarity. Okay? The guys is daybreak. Illumination, transformation, and a clean turning point. It often signals sudden understanding, a shift in perspective, or a breakthrough that changes everything. The rune favors optimism grounded in truth. That truth being, you can see clearly now. It always marks integration, moving from one state into a brighter, more conscious one. I like this one. Can you tell why? There is there's Woonjo, okay? Which I think I even say it's Yoonjo. I'm supposed to say it as I want to say. But that one means joy, right? You would think that would be everybody's favorite, but I like this one the most. This means you've had like an ultimate change in like a core value you once held as being reevaluated for its worth and its weight. And I like that a lot. But also, I don't know, it looks kind of cool, right? You can't reverse it. It doesn't matter what way you cut this thing and flip it upside down or whatever. It's the same symbol, right? You can't lose. You can't lose. What's better than this? This is a very good one to get anytime, in my opinion. We're going to let that live over here, okay? Get out of the way of my flower, you little asshole. Okay, there you go. So, we're talking about secrets. We're talking about secret breakthroughs. They won't be very secret if we keep going, though, will they, Mocha? Let's get you, I don't know. Not one of these, but one of these. This is the Sacred Symbols Oracle by Marcella Kroll. I like it. Probably the cardstock on these, the backs of them feel, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like they're fake rubber, but they're not. They're just plastic on cardboard, but they feel mildly rubbery. I like it. I want to touch them. Run the fingies across them, you know. Seduced by cards. Okay, ready? One symbol. Hey, transmute is what you get. Whoa, look at him. Okay, transmute. Alright, the number 44 brings us to 8 in tarot. This can be one of 2 different cards depending on your system of choice or preference. It could be justice. Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. It could be strength. Take your pick, really. Okay, they mean different things, obviously. But effectively for us, this is different. Anyway, it's an oracle deck. This could mean something completely different for this person, but to transmute something just means, again, this is just a representation of that card over there. Okay, so we didn't pull these at all. These are just to associate this card with these things. Okay, these just to give you, since I don't have a picture of that digitally, right? Let me read this to you though. Transmute, number 44. To transmute is to convert one energy into another. I love it. They explain what it is at the beginning. The snake is a powerful symbol of transmutation. You are being invited to accept its gift of shedding to help you process something important. Use this ability to make magic by transmuting the snake's energy into something new and beneficial for your growth. So, this person, as far as I am concerned, just to save you the heartache, ignore the fact that I pulled justice out at all. That is a more academic conversation. For the interest of what you and I are talking about, just think this, because that is what this person means. They want you to reevaluate again, what serves us and what does not right now. Okay? If it does not serve us, what can we do with it? What can we turn it into? How can we use it differently? How can we do something? Specifically, the action is transmutation. It is not operation, meaning to cut something out. It is to continue working with it, but better. Turn it into its, next highest form. Okay? So I don't know what you got going on today, but it appears you are working in matters of the self and making some changes, apparently, about some things, I don't know, you may not like, that you want to see happen. I don't know. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. You were doing this apparently secretly, but you are no longer secretly doing it because, well, you came to me. And now we all know. How does that make you feel? I hope it's okay. I won't tell anybody else. You keep working on you all you want to. Publicly, privately, You do what you gotta do. Okay? I'm gonna check on my kitty. I haven't in a while. I see a whole bunch of garbage by the look of it. Garbage. Also garbage. Potentially garbage. It's not a real kitty. There's one over there, and there's one right here. Okay? I don't think I want this thing. I definitely don't want that. And I definitely don't want this. I'm sorry to get your hopes up. Okay, that's all. How about a lemon card? All right. Sure. So my cat, my landlord has a cat. It's not my cat. I don't mind cats at all. I just have stuff in my room, like a yoga mat. All right. The cat will come find it immediately. I mean, not the first time it was in this room, it was in here for all of 45 seconds before I heard its claws fucking right. It's like, oh, okay, right. Cool. I'm so happy. That feels super good on your little claws. However, I would like to continue using it, please. Therefore, we don't hang out much. But I left my window open on accident last night. So my sleep schedule's already kind of screwed up as it is. But last night I went to bed knowing full well that it would not be a full sleep. It would only be a few hours, which it was. But I slept a few hours. I woke up, dicked off for a couple hours, and woke up. Woke up, hung out a couple hours, but as I laid back down to go to bed, I forgot my window was open, and literally as I got comfy, I put the blanket over. All right, so warm, so cozy, hooray, back to sleep. Wrong. Here comes this fucking cat hopping up through my window, right, crawling in, just trying to get out from the cold. I feel bad, but the landlord doesn't want him inside. And until I get myself situated where there's nothing in my space for this cat to destroy, he can't come hang out with me. Sorry, but it scared the shit out of me. I thought someone was actively trying to enter my home. It was terrifying. Anyways, 2 Lenormand cards. Let's get you 2 Lenormand cards. Daughter of Nui, I was on your stream last night and had to go, but I hope you had a good stream. How long did you stream till? Did you do a full 8 hours? Mocha, we get Rider Tower. Okay, so these are messages. Yeah, of course. These are messages, Mocha, specifically for these would be like official business messages, okay? Tower in Lenormand, instead of it being, you know, like some horrible thing, it's more so to represent like bureaucracy, just red tape and bullshit. Business, think like your job, career, okay? But this writer is like mini messages, but they're blocked. So remember, your whole theme right now is secret messages. So these are the hidden messages, the blocked messages about, you know, the red tape bullshit. Okay? This is what you're being asked to take a look at today. So I don't know what you're doing over there, Mocha, but whatever activity you're partaking in, voluntarily or involuntarily, you are actively participating in a transformation of the self right now, my dear. I hope it's going well. I hope you're liking what you're finding. Huh? Questions, Mocha? You did 7 hours before the one last night. You did 2 hours, so you can marinate some chicken and bar. Oh, okay, cool. Hell yeah. 7-hour streams are brutal, huh? A lot going on. Do you want a reading? The queue is open. I don't think anybody's in it. Yeah, it's just us. There's only been one person. Just Mocha. So far, so good. Are we liking what we're finding, Mocha? Yes? Do you have a specific question, or would you prefer to just let me do my thing? I am more than willing to just do general for you, because I think, you know what the hell's going on here. You know what these can and cannot talk about, but if you got something specific, I like to go to other people to get my energy read. Actually, can I do something for you? Would you mind? Can I pick a thing? A general. Can I give you a little bit more deep dive of a general? I made something specifically that I want to be like kind of my, like my signature thing. So I hope you won't mind. It's 7 cards. All right. It is an elemental balance spread. What does that mean? Well, allow me to explain. Here are our questions. I'm gonna, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Okay, this is a the symbol for salt. This is not complete, but it's a circle with a line through it. Okay, that is a common symbol or sigil for salt. Why have I chosen salt? You have heard the term, I'm sure, many times, right? The salt of the earth. Yes, it is just an element that, to me, okay, your very life, almost all life, in fact, as we know it, requires salt. Without it, too little salt, you die. Too much salt, you die. Okay? I can think of no better mineral, no better element to symbolize grounding, for that is what this spread is for. Okay? But not necessarily to call out that you need it. It literally allows us to take a peek at how we're feeling truly right now and the areas of our life that tarot can speak on. We have 4 elements to work with. Yes, fire, water, air, and earth. We check on all 4 of these. Past that, we get the actual salt line, the strike through. Okay? This is you making a circle and then striking through it to symbolize you are either cutting something out or you are choosing to concrete it, to integrate it into the self. So the final 3 questions are, what do you need to acknowledge to release or to stop feeding so we can be in elemental balance with ourselves? How do we combine it? and finally, the potential outcome of that. Okay? So, let me get your name on the screen, daughter of Nuit. I keep wanting to say your real name, but I'm not going to do that because I don't know who knows you and who doesn't. So, I usually have been leading these off with the rune anymore. I hope you won't mind. Whoop. This one. What'd you get? You get Redo. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Much easier. Redo. This is the journey rune. Okay? So apparently, I've come to find out, I don't know exactly why yet, but apparently people get upset in the rune circle when you just call this one the journey rune, but that's what I know it as. But as far as I can tell, it's simply because this has more to do with not an actual, like, get in a car journey, like, you know, a minuscule undertaking. I'm talking like the journey of your whole life, the journey of a project, right? The steps it takes to get, you know, accredited for, I don't know, rubbing feet, whatever the fuck weird ass kinky shit you're into. Okay, stuff like that. Okay. Upright, this stands for journey. Right though, that's how we say it. That's why I have that there, so we can remember. Okay. Right though is travel and progress, outer movement and inner. Right direction. Okay, meaning like the correct direction as it pertains to you as you see it. It favors planning, steady pacing, and aligning choices with purpose. It can also mark a meaningful transition or rite of passage. Okay. I do have my North Node in the 9th house of long journeys. Okay, well, see, beautiful. This is why I want to learn more about that, because we can bring this into it, right? All these other beautiful systems that we have at our fingertips, that's my goal here. I want to help design, if not pioneer, a system that's not just one system that teaches you how to use all of these things. The tree of life of esotericism, esoterica, whatever the word is, right? I want you to be able to sit down and really interview yourself, not just in one way, but in many's. Yeah? That's what we're working on here. Okay? Long road ahead of us. So, we need 7 cards for you. Let's do that. Haha, Nina, I can make you a chart with what I have, my software. I have Solar Fire version 9. I don't even know what you use. I have Solar Fire. I don't know if that's what you're using or not, but I'll trade you what mine says. You gave me one from yours. You use Janus. What the heck is Janus? Okay. Well, if you want ever, I have other stuff. I have a different source of stuff for you to pull from. Yeah. I'll talk to you after this at some point, yeah? For now, I'm going to shut up and get you 7 cards, okay? Just remember, this has to do with, you know, like you said, this may pertain to something in that North Node, that South Node, North Node, in that house you were talking about. So, we'll find out. I don't have the space I need here, sadly, to lay these all out to make my beautiful little circle. So we'll do it back here. So I'm just going to pull these, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I saw some of it. I like it. Let us discuss. Ready? Oh, you're welcome. I appreciate you. Up, da. All right, I have to make these kind of small so they'll fit. So bear with me for just a moment, please, while I get them on the screen. Knight of Wands. Okay. Page of Pentacles. I'm not gonna. They're the same thing. I hope at this point you can trust me that I'm not playing with your cards. They are what they say they are. Yes. 6, and then 10 wand. This one. 6 wand. So I saw some of this. Knight of Cups. And finally, too far. The 4. All right. I'm just gonna like spread these. Okay. Like this. There they are. Okay. Beautiful. Look how pretty it is. Wow. There's the spread, but this is what it is supposed to look like for your eyeballs and mine, like this. Yeah? Blah. Ba ba ba. Ba. Okay. So, ready? More down. Cool. You get the idea. Starting at the top. So this is kind of a weird circle, okay? It's counterclockwise. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we make the strike through. Yeah. First element, fire. So, Nina, it would appear, well, at the moment, are your passions, okay, your spark at the moment is either frayed, conflicted, confused, it would appear. So very present, all right, but experience a blockage at the moment for some reason. I don't know why. This could be just how we're feeling or very much so a reality, but something we feel very passionately about. It would appear we're not, things aren't going our way. Either we haven't actually taken a step toward the, on the path that we want to be on, or B, it just, cannot happen. I don't know which. But specifically, this is your fire element. But on the bright side, you've got fire and fire. I believe knights are fire, right? I can never remember what they are. Knight. That's just, Knight 1. I mean, that's not what I want though. I still need. Looking for this. So, the Knight of Wands, he's fire of fire. That's right. Knights are fire. So you have fire in your fire element, but it is blocked. Okay? So, that pep in your step, that thing that makes you you, it would appear at this moment, for some reason, not, in full effect. Okay? Moving on. We'll probably need this again. Will we? I don't think so. No, we won't. So, I need this back, please. Our next element, earth. Yes, things like our material wealth, our career, our physical health, our routines, your physical belongings, etc., etc. This is the element where we manifest spirit into the very physical, real world. Right? So, here, good news. We find balance. Okay? We are healthy. Job stuff's going all right. Yeah, we got a system worked out, and it serves us. But, we're missing something. Don't know what. Not sure what exactly it is, but we're missing something. We're looking for, this may just be, a default kind of facility of you, just this general curiosity to go out into the real world and do new things, to explore new stuff, have actual experiences, not read a book type experiences. You want to be the actual person that the book is about, doing what they're doing in the book. That's how we're feeling. New adventures in these matters. Explorative. I like to refer to the pages as the dreamers. And right now, you're having a dream about the physical. Don't know what about. None of my damn business, though, is it? Moving on. So excellent. So far, you have balance. Technically, here we have a problem, but I don't know if it even is a problem. But so far, you have balance. You are an anomaly. But I'm sad to say, your lovely trip is over. To a degree. To a degree. Okay? Why? Here we have water. We have fire and water. So, you might... this is balance, technically, in this sense, only because of the card we get. So in our emotional state, we feel fiery, but it is tempered. Okay? So this is still a healthy state. I would call this balance. Just obviously the shadow side of that. Emotions temper passions. So I want to point out to you, you have brought fire into your water element. And in your fire element, we are feeling blocked. Which would indicate to me these would be feelings of perhaps not feeling like we are enough. Feeling incomplete. I don't know enough. I am not, I am not worthy of knowing this, or I am doing this wrong. Just general insecurities and stresses about our passions, how we handle ourselves, the way specifically we feel about them. Okay? But lovely news, the card that comes to you is the card of return. Just in case anyone here is unfamiliar with the concept of 0 and all the way to 10, there's a key thing that people miss, in my respectful opinion. The number 10. Okay, I've talked about it here a little bit. When you write the number 10, okay, separate these. Great, you have a 1, you have a 0. They're different things. Yes? Combined, they complete a story. You have all these other numbers between here, yes? How did we get the 0? Right before this, we had the 9. Okay? 9 meaning near completion. The 9 is made up of 2 parts. The circle and the line. Most oftentimes in days of yore, you will see the 9 written kind of like a G. Just break it off. So once you do that, what do you end up with? Yes? The 10. The 0 to represent the Fool. You will notice I draw a line through mine. 'Tis the beginning where we must be grounded so we can accept new alternative states of being. You have returned from 9, completed to 10. You must go back to the start. Okay? You can ignore this guy, but ultimately, no matter what way you look at it, you must start here all over again at the 1 to get to the 10. You are brought a card, Nina, with our number of 10. You are invited to reconsider these feelings, to work with them, to redefine them, to do them all over again, but better. Up to you if you want to, but you are at that state right now. That's where we're at emotionally. We have the option to enter, to return to town with these, or to continue to carry the burden of, and I say burden, that can be good or bad, right? The burden of motherhood is not necessarily a bad burden, right? It is a burden, but a good one. People want these things sometimes. So when I say the burden of dealing with the emotion, I don't know. Could be overwhelming happy emotion, could be overwhelming sadness. I don't know. All due respect, you could be going through your period right now. I don't fucking know. But just on the whole, the universe, source, God, whatever you like to refer to that as, is inviting you. And you may have just made this possibility yourself. You may be a manifester. I don't know. We haven't done your human design. Another thing I'll be bringing here, by the way. Sneaky. But you're being invited to reconsider this stuff, okay? Your final. We have another misplaced element. Okay? A reflector. Okay, well, you know some of this stuff then, but it's funny to me you say you're a reflector when you bring me the card of longing for the past. But I want to point a few things out about this card, okay? Some things that are missed. I'm going to make this real big. Nina, please tell me, the figure on the right, the shorter figure of the two, what direction are they looking? Left or right? This person over here, what direction are they looking? Whoa, we don't need that. Right over their shoulder. So you see them looking to their right? Like they're looking at this person? Is that what you see? Or they're looking over here, this way? I'm not sure which one you see. Looking at the person with the red scarf, or are they looking at their ground, or what? I'm sorry to drag this out of you, but it matters. To the right upwards corner. Okay. So, I am happy to tell you, my dear, while right now your thoughts are on your emotions, we are brought the Suit of Cups, okay? Our thoughts are heavy in emotion. However, they are hopeful emotion. There are two faces in this figure's art. It is difficult to see, but once you see it, you can never unsee it. If you look at it very carefully, this is a face. Here. I'm going to move this card in kind of a weird way, if it'll let me. Can't even move stuff. I broke it. Oh, God. Now where'd it go? Jesus Christ. Major lag. Where'd it go? Bring it back. You, come back here. When it gets there, it's so fucking annoying. It's just this software. My computer runs great. Just software sucks ass when it comes to, in terms of doing shit like this. But I'm gonna try. If you block off the other side of the face, that is the face right here that I'm talking about. Can you see that? There is a secondary face in this art intentionally. This is an optical illusion. Okay? There is an optical illusion that upright, okay, it looks like an old lady. In the other direction, it looks like, yeah, exactly. So when someone, it is generally understood just by way of the way that they are looking, okay? When you see someone looking towards this figure, when that is what your querent sees, all right, just take note of the way that they are looking. This person in that stance would be depicted as elderly. They have white hair, right? Not necessarily elderly, but typically, right? Of age. This is the past come back to us, but it is greeting us right now in a diminished form. It is shrunken. We shrink with age, right? It is still it still exists, but it's not the present. It is, an old version of itself, right? However, it holds its head high to you. You guys are exchanging flowers. Okay? This is hopeful. Hence the head held high. We're looking upward, right? Optimism could be another general expression for it. If you see the other face, that generally denotes that we do not hold such high hopes for our future. We are deeply rooted in the past, which you are not. You will be 3 feet tall. I forget. You are a teeny tiny little thing. That's right. I don't know. The flowers in here are nightshade. All these little white flowers here. Nightshade can be used, well, you can kill someone with it. You can do other cool stuff with it too. I mean, that can be said about most anything, but this is meant to represent nightshade, and you needing to understand, there's knowledge that is not just given. It must be acquired in order to work with these tools, right? But again, our emotions here. These are emotions and a longing for the past in general, but as well, again, just a general friendly kind of vibe, if you will, when it's like this. And I say this plays directly into the rest of what you got going on with the energy spread you brought, right? We are working on some emotional stuff at the moment. Yeah? That's what, these all bounce right off one another, right here. This whole little section. So, tell your husband to give you a hug and give you a kiss and tell you he loves you. Not that he doesn't already, but, tell him to do it again and again and again, okay? That appears to be what you need this day, is some reassurance, my love, all right? What do we need to acknowledge, to release, or to stop feeding so the elements stop biting? I mean it in no rude way whatsoever. But when we get this card, I have one word, okay? One word in my notes for this card. This is victory, is this card. Now, why do you get this card? Okay? You get victory blocked. This card, and again, I mean this in no specific way, but this card in particular is an excellent representation for the ego. So here on our art, we see up there, way over there, a figure riding through the parade, surrounded by, their party. This is blocked. So you can take this a few ways. All right? Just remember what it took to get to the parade, right? Most oftentimes that is not an effort that we take alone. We have help, right? This would ask us to set aside the ego to make sure that we celebrate our wins with the people that got us there, right? But as well, to make sure, just as a side note, to not celebrate too early. Perhaps not even celebrate at all. To integrate and not speak a word about it, right? To be the silent victor. The best type of sportsmanship that there is. You won and you didn't say a fucking word about it. Nothing. You just did it. You're better even still now because of it. Because you didn't flaunt it, right? That kind of energy. So, victory but blocked. So this is not to say you win by losing. This is just win in a different way. Okay? I would argue in particular, these things. You win by accepting these things and integrating them in a different way. That is the victory, okay? Just to remind you the question. What do I need to acknowledge, release, or stop feeding so the elements stop fighting? And I again, that card is a usually big indicator of ego card. Just by default. And the number 6 is meant to represent unity, harmony, okay? It does. There's victory here, but in what way does the loser have to endure what they have given up so that you may win? Okay? Then you bring me my card. Combine. What consistent action practice stabilizes the whole system? My dear, I know you well enough to say, I argue, this right here, this is the most romantic card in the entire deck. It's one of my favorite cards. It's one of my mirror cards, I argue. Okay? This is fire and water. Yet again, you bring fire and water. So this stuff right here, okay, these 2 cards that my fingers are on, very specifically are speaking to you and at you. The way you fix and make all this stuff work, what were we asked to do here again? Go back to the beginning about the way we interact and feel about these things. Whatever this is for you. Go back to the start, and now this time, approach them as the romantic. Okay? Bring the cup full of love, even if you hate these feelings. Make them work for you. Seduce them. Seduce yourself effectively. Okay? Find a different way. Bring a peace offering with you and some flowers. Maybe some chocolate. You might like that. I don't know. Finally, what does this lead us to? My dear sweet Nina, if we can do this, do you see what we get? Do you know what this card is? You remember what I like to call this card? The Warrior's Rest. This is structure, the number 4. Okay? This is your natal chart minor card for your birthday. This one here? Well, even more fitting that at the end of all your work here, after this reading, after what we've talked about, if you can do these things, this is what's on offer to you. Yourself. As you know it. I know this card, the number 4 of Swords. Security, the 4 pillars, the 4 walls of the mind. Structure. Safety. Yeah, good vibes. Warmth. You know. Okay? Thanks for letting me do that one for you. I don't do that one for everybody. Okay? That one is that's one I do in person. Typically, that's a paid reading right there. Okay? I'm not saying that to you Nina, to tell you to pay something. I'm just saying for the sake of the stream. This is a rather long and involved reading to do. If you become a sub, for instance, you can get that spread in our private Discord room for subscribers. I won't be sharing that one in public for everybody, sadly. You can screenshot it, steal the notes. You're going to have to work for it, do it yourself, right? But as far as doing them on the stream, not usually something I will do, but I will make exceptions, right? Nina is one of those such. So, don't be jealous. There you go, Nina. Do you have any questions, my dear? Anything you would like to know about that? Yeah, I want people to see it too, because I want people to ask about it, because if you bug me enough about it, I'm sure I will just share it. But the only reason I haven't put it as well in the public room, it's not done. I haven't really named it what I want to name it yet. I haven't given it the name I want. But I don't know, it's just not complete yet, but it is complete enough to be used here. That is its function. But that, if you hear the name Lost Opal Tarot in the future, that is what I want you to think of, is that spread right there. That is what I want to sit down and do with every person I interact with. That's where we start. Let us check where you stand presently, energetically. Let's start there and then dive deeper still, right? But that gets us an excellent baseline. No questions are needed. You don't have to say a fucking word. You literally need to come sit with me. That's it. We'll chat. Fuck yeah, Nina. Someone said hi. Who said hi? Hi. Hi, asleep musician. Wake up. Someone's driving your body and they made it to my channel. Whoever's driving the body, whoever's in charge of a sleep musician's mind, click the donate button and just send like $1. Wake them up. Or don't. I don't know. It could be a good dream. Did you have any questions about this though, Nina? Anything you want to know? I mean, obviously this is not comprehensive about your whole fucking life, but this is just a, this, to me, this is the most valuable thing I can offer you. This is the tarot reader for my version of Do You Have the Time? I sure fucking do. Here you go. Is it sufficient for you? Are there questions? You can take this all further still, just so we're clear, okay? If you have problems with a specific area somewhere on here, one of your 4 elements to be precise, or even the integration steps, draw another card and put it on top of it. It'll tell you, now you know the problem area, now you've got an action. Nina, this does not apply to you in the slightest, but just as an example. So you've got your beautiful spread here. You pulled 7. Draw 7 more. Put them on top of all of these cards in the same order you drew them. Okay? So I haven't drawn the physicals, okay? I'm just drawing one, Nina, to demonstrate an example. This is a digital card pull. I have not pulled a physical. I don't know if you know how I feel about physicals, but to me, I can draw you a spread from anywhere. I will write down, give me a number, 1 to 78 off the top of your head, right? I will read you right here, right now. No cards required, no art necessary. My point with this, though, you've drawn 7, draw 7 more, place them on top of the cards. Now you have an answer, okay, about what the fuck's going on with this element. But I claim cartomancy in all facets, meaning I can divine using a digital deck just the same as I can with the physical one. I prefer the physical for, in my opinion, a physical form of payment, me interacting, sweat, blood, tears, all that with the deck. Okay, that is how you interact with an unknowable. That's how you pay, to me. But to me, this is still valid. However, up to you, Nina. This would tell us in your fire element, the way that we can step out of this. We must make action at all and have patience. Okay? We must step away from the past, step forward toward the future, but wait. We must see what comes of it. This is the deep breath before we build. Yes? We collect ourselves. Go. Okay? If you're interested, Nina, I'll draw you 3 more. We can finish this off completely. Three more. One for there, one for here, one for here. But you don't need to, necessarily. You already kind of know, yeah? I'm just saying this is something you can do. But this is the thing. When you think my channel, my name, this is what I want people to have a flash in their face of, the salt sigil. That's what I do. That's my job. To come find you and bring you salt. Meaning in both ways, right? Your reading may be insulting. I may bring you not the good kind of, vitalizing salt. It may just be salt. It might be, being told how much of a dick we're being today. I don't know. But like I say, I bring salt. I didn't say it would be good life. It's just life, right? So, in my opinion, just for the sake of doing it, Nina, we'll draw you 3 more. But you don't necessarily need the 3, right? Sometimes we just need the 1. But so, in order for us, to continue our explorative nature and our earth element here, which you already are in earth, this, I argue, is a message to you in order to retain your strength in this element, that balance you already have in earth. We must execute strength. Not physical, but this is the lion's roar, maintained in tempered control. Its volume decibel meter turned low to a whisper, or a roar if you prefer, but strength nonetheless. Okay? Protect what you already have. In order to step back into the new beginning, we must introspect deeply. It is time to return to the mountaintop of solidarity of the mind and the heart, and to interview them thoroughly. Yeah. Duh, right? But still, nonetheless, applies. Finally, this longing for the past, okay? There is no further, deeper meaning to be obtained here. Our moon reversed card comes to tell us. Okay? Continue to look forward to the future. Continue to be pragmatic, practical, realistic, okay? In matters of thought in particular. Our intuition is a lovely tool. It is not our only tool. Some things are meant to be a mystery. Others, it's not a puzzle at all, right? So, feel no need to search the past for answers in the now necessarily in this moment. Right? You have what you need. whole lots of smarts, right? This would invite you to apply your extensive wisdom accordingly and do as you see fit with it. Okay? There you go. That, to me, excluding the last three, but I don't think you really need them, right? That is a complete reading. Now we have your current state as well as your next steps. I don't typically mention on most of my spreads that there may be these additional steps, not to hold secrets from you, but quite frankly, if you don't look at my spread and understand that there's more to be done here, well, you have not learned enough yet. You're not ready, in my opinion, to read like that yet. You will do that when it occurs to you naturally that you can do stuff like that. That's when you're ready to do that. You know? But for now, 7 cards gets us, you know, a nice little picture of you. So there you go. Remember, on top of all of that, Nina, see this? I made it a point to add this to our rune card, our glyph. Communication. All forms. Communication. Make sure that we are grounded in our communication. Coming from the right place. It is intent filled. Not that you're not at all, but, you know, that's just what you got going on now. Okay? There you go. See, how long was that? How long did that take, I wonder? I'll go back and look, but I'd be willing to bet that's at least half an hour, right? So in person, when I do stuff like that, you know, when I'm in an actual physical building, which I will be this Saturday, I hope, if people show up, we'll see. Hopefully. But when people are, you know, there, when we're on the stream, there's, you know, you're not going anywhere. You're not spending your gas money. I'm not doing the same. We don't have insurance to worry about to cover a building. We don't have a rent, right? But in person, all these things cost a pretty penny. They just take time. So, Nate and I will get with you later, but let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, hi. Thank you for saying that. I hope so. That is the goal. See, you know all the astrology stuff and all that. Hell, you know all the tarot stuff too, but I don't know, man. I'm not saying my readings are the fucking readings, but we all do work, right? That one makes sense to me. I'm dead serious. I'm embarrassed to say it, but I was taking a poop while I thought about, while the thought came to me about that reading. I mean, like in a fucking flash in my brain. The symbol for salt came to me, as did the questions. I mean, in an instant. I have no idea why. It just made perfect sense all of a sudden. So I get that, right? Like that's my thing. Your thing, absolutely, I argue, is the astrology. You know that through and through. It is fascinating to watch you work with. You were talking about this last night, right? I think you were saying stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to just dip on you last night either without saying bye. I was tired. I died. I almost fell asleep in my chair, so needless to say, I shut it the fuck down and crawled in bed. I think you were talking there's a full moon Sunday, right? The salt of the earth out the butt inspired you. It did, yeah, it did, yes. I mean, I was taking a poop. I think we can say I was grounding in one way or another, yeah. it makes me sad, but also very happy that there's no one here. Because this means, to me, this means one of two things, or a few things, but I'm going to be hopeful, and it means everybody is having an excellent week. They have no need to talk to me. None. None whatsoever. They don't care. And see, I still didn't even sleep. It's such bullshit. I was tired all day. I stayed up and purposefully avoided a nap to go to sleep when I went to sleep. But when I did lay down, I knew immediately that this was going to be a short nap, not an actual sleep. So, you know, we're a little tired. If you can't tell, that's why I'm not wearing a vest. I'm cold. I don't care. All right. I'm wearing a beanie. I'm not wearing a tie. I look like a fucking sleazebag today. I'm doing what the girls do. I was talking about this with someone earlier. I'm doing what all you girls do on the internet. I'm showing a little chest today. Okay? Is it working? You have never tipped on here. Do you get to keep all of it? No. The main reason I have this is because Ko-fi takes a minimal amount of your donation amount. It's effectively to cover the cost of taking the payment. Whereas Twitch, if you follow, like you become a subscriber, okay, you buy a membership, you spend $5 or whatever you spend, and Twitch takes half of it immediately. So, you know, not the ideal. They pay you minimally on ads. I don't run ads on here. I don't run ads anywhere. I kind of intend to keep it that way. If you want to donate, you want to fucking like or follow or any of that, right? You do that because you want to. But Twitch, even YouTube, to my knowledge, they take a substantial portion of what people are trying to give you. Hence, Ko-fi, this thing. They're not so. Like, you have the option to donate more to Ko-fi when you get a donation. You know what I mean? Dead serious. Half of what they give you. If somebody gives you a gift, right, of like 10 subs and it's like $25 or whatever, okay, they take half of that immediately. You don't see that. They do. It's kind of fucked up. So, that's the game they want to play. Well, I'll play a different game, right? We just won't use your shit at all. Ko-fi, suck it. Haha. It's got a cute little bot that talks in the chat here and there, right? I don't have to do anything anymore. What about Venmo? Yeah, I have Venmo. That's on my website. Way up there. Yep, that's what I do. All these things. But here, I don't know. I want people to have like a quote unquote, it's not even quote unquote, it is a secure way to like put a card in if they want, you know. Ko-fi has that. It goes through Stripe. But Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, yeah, whatever. My website is the way that it is with all the donation links at the top, because when you go to it on your phone, those are like the first things you see. And typically, I'm giving it to someone because I'm out in public and they want to donate. I tell them, you don't have to pay me anything, and some people refuse to take no for an answer. So, here's my website. There's some buttons. You go do what you feel is appropriate, right? Do what your heart feels. Heart feels need to be done. Otherwise, keep scrolling and there's more stuff about what I do, right? Hot girl winter, though. Yes. Yes. I'm not opposed to this. I like hot girls. I'm single. What can I say? Look at me. I'm dressed like a slut. Sorry. It's only fair. I can't tell you the amount of times that I get on you know, Twitch or whatever, and I take a peek at who's streaming, and it's just boobs. Just a sea of boobs. And I'm not talking even, there's no face. No face. Just boobs. A straight up camera shot, straight at tits. More power to you. I love it. Do more of that. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just saying I can't do that, right? Here's my boob. This is what I got. So, I make my offering. All the dudes got cute girls to stare at. What do the girls got? I'm not saying I'm some cute, handsome man, but here's one offering. Here's someone to stare at. There you go. Ladies. You like hot girls too. Me too. Right on. Someday, you know, someday. God, the more shit I read about my astrology, the more I realize how awful I am to even attempt to date. What a nightmare. It's not what my astrology says at all, but just in my, you know, awful way, I read my astrology and read it and immediately go like, oh, great. So I am an excellent person to imagine a relationship with, to like fantasize with, right? Return to me periodically every few months or so when you don't feel loved, for a hug, a good time in bed, I guess, maybe, and you know, some cuddling. Feel better and then be on your way. Effectively is what I take from my fucking astrology. You hear the convalescent homes are popping. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Maybe I just go celibate. That's how we draw traffic here. We make the claim of celibacy, right? The channel only lives as long as I remain celibate. I lose the game when I get laid. Wouldn't that be some shit? You can either continue to read in peace and bliss and harmony, or you can get laid, but you can only pick one. Which is it? I don't know, man. I might just choose jerking off at that point. Not sure. In the interest of that, though, I don't know. Let's see. So, this stuff makes me laugh, and I don't mind sharing it. Let's read some stuff about me, shall we? Since no one's here. I'll fill some dead air, why not? Let's read some stuff about me, shall we? This is blah, blah, blah stuff, okay? This is my stuff. Background information. This gets formatted super lame. I'm not a big fan of it, but it does work, right? You can design a chastity belt if you want to really commit. No, I don't think so. Chastity is the last thing on my mind. Balance of signs. So we have a score of 4 in Aries, 8 in Gemini, 4 in Cancer, 1 in Scorpio, 5 in Sagittarius, 1 in Capricorn, 3 in Pisces, and 0 everywhere else. 0 Taurus, 0 Leo, 0 Virgo, 0 Libra, 0 Aquarius. Meaning I have no celestial bodies in any... none of these, I guess I should say, in my houses. But I'm Gemini strong. Big shock. June 20th. You know, stuff about me. But I need to use the restroom real quick. I'm gonna step away. Feel free, if you're on Twitch, to play the word game. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, better. Sorry about that. Hi. Uh, my younger sister called me. Let's catch up later. Okay, Nina. You bet. Well, Tuesday. Good to know. So, today's been a fun little experiment. Let's see. We've been here 2 hours, and it's just us. So, I don't know. And going forward in the future, I don't know. It kind of depends. I'll look and see. But Tuesdays may just, I keep kind of getting shown Tuesdays are not really a day to be here. I've got books to read, I got stuff to do. So, considering it's just us, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for the day. Just in case anybody does come here, I literally will be hanging out, reading books, playing games. I don't know, doing whatever the fuck I want to do. Who knows? Shit, we still got plenty of time in the day. I will be continuing to look for work while I'm at it. Stuff and things. But there's our Discord. You're welcome to come say hi. If you're nice and ask me for a read, I might even give you one. But otherwise, I am going to go enjoy the rest of my day. I hope all of you are having an excellent Tuesday. Until the next stream, I'll talk to you soon.